Good day and hello. This is Kathleen Acker with the Game of Life 101. And I wanted to share, I haven't been on for a while. So if you're new to me, please like and subscribe. And if you're not, leave me some comments. I would love to hear from you. And I was thinking the other day, I had a lot of obstacles. And instead of getting frustrated or aggravated with them, I looked at it differently. And I wanted to share this with you because so many times, so many people have said, you should have just given up. Maybe it's a sign that you're supposed to give up. And I want to tell you that if you remember the story about the man looking for the fountain of youth, and he sat down and the wind came in or something, and he ended up leaving. When he got back home, he found out that he was sitting on the fountain of youth when the wind or whatever found him. When a gold mine guy was looking for gold or diamonds or something, and he gave up and sold it, then the person, he was just like 10 feet or something from discovering gold. So sometimes life is throwing you curveballs just so that you can, you're right at the door and you just got to open it. And so the other day, for example, I've been in court, family court, for over a year and a half now. And just to put this in perspective, this is my third time in a family court over 15 freaking years. My kids are grown, and yet my ex still brings me into court. Absolutely, positively just asinine and completely ridiculous. So it's not about the kids. So, with my knowledge of what I do and standing up and knowing, I know the fraud. I get it like at a different level, I think, that I teach. So I thought this is great practice, and it has been an extraordinarily helpful process to go through and to experience, and it has greatly advanced my knowledge in knowing that we are living sovereign hu- beings having a human experience. So with that, there's been one filing after another and being ignored and ignored on jurisdiction, which they're not supposed to do, and then putting a bond on my file. If you watch different people, Cal Washington and others say put a bond on your file and that's going to shut it down. Did not shut it down. And so I put it on 3 times. Okay, just as an example. I'm pretty adamant and consistent. I correct clerical error. I'm not pro se. That's a legal definition. I am living and I am present. So I've corrected it four times plus um, brought it up on trial on record because I had it transcribed, and then brought it up again. So really, like 6 times, she's had the opportunity to rebut it, and the opposing team, let's just say, and they have not. They have chosen not to rebut it. So it's come to push and shove. The other day, I was going to file something, and I felt like I needed to get it in the morning. I had worked all night for nights in a row. I was averaging 3 to 4 hours sleep a night, and I had a filing the week before, and I did the same thing. In fact, I had even pulled an all nighter where I went like 36 hours awake just to get these filings done. And so I went to go get ready to file it. I'd taken my shower, let the dogs out, fed them, and was going to run up there, get it done so I could be back. Could not find my car keys. Could not find them anywhere. I checked and checked. My son checked. I checked all the clothes that I've worn. I redid all my steps. Could not find them. Looked for an hour. Looked in the junk drawer several times, and then found my spare set. Went to go use my spare set. Battery was dead. Most people would have given up or thought maybe that was a warning. But you see, there was one thing that I had done before this, and that was I had set my intentions for this filing like I often do. And I was going to clear the path. I was clearing the path. Nothing evil could stand in my way. It was completely 100% cleared. Nothing. I prevent, I revoke, I rebuke, I rescind, I terminate, and I forbid any evil and evildoers in my path. And I'm going into a freaking courthouse, right? Madison County, Illinois. So you can imagine that there might be a little bit of evil in there, and a lot. And they've got those little scrolls before anytime you're walking into a building and you see like something that looks adorably cute or not above a doorway, it's to suck up your energy. So just be mindful and say, no, I forbid it. And I wash my soles of my foot with intention that every step I take, I ask for forgiveness and I give it in return and I walk on evil and evildoers. So every step I take as I'm walking into a courthouse, every step I take, I ask for forgiveness and I give it in return and I walk on evil and evildoers. And just to have some fun with it, because when you're having fun, you're in a higher vibration. So the car keys didn't work, couldn't find them, spare set didn't work. So I had to borrow a car. So I go and borrow a car. If I had gotten in my car, so I get to the place where I'm 45-minute drive to where I'm going to print so that I can go file at the courthouse. I didn't have my phone. I had emailed the documents to me to my phone so that I could pull them up, and they couldn't pull up my email. And then so they said, "Oh, go to the library." So I go to the library. Well, at the library, I'm able to pull up my email, but in order to do that, they're sending a code to my phone, and I can't call my son to have him look at my phone that's in my car. So I had to drive back 45 minutes, went by, got a battery for my spare set, came in, both my sons were here. I got to talk with them and spend a moment with them. Then sent it to my phone to make sure and put it on a USB, drove up, got it printed, and filed it. And then during this day, it was pouring down rain, but every single time that I had to get out of the car, there was not a drop of rain. When I was walking into the courthouse, it was like everyone had cleared the courthouse. So, in my opinion, rather than all the obstacles being, oh my God, I can't believe this happened, or giving up, I was like, God needs more time to clear the path. I asked for a lot. I asked for a clearing of all evil and evildoers to be out of my way that day. In fact, the judge on my case was not in that day, and they confirmed that for me. And that day also, I had them specifically pull up the record to see if anything had been filed, and nothing was showing. And I looked at it. So I did give witness to the screen on the clerk of the court's record. Nothing had been filed. When in fact, when I went home, I went to go send it to the attorney and the file, I went back to have it scanned at the copy place to my email, and it was too large to send to her. So I had to hand put each page into my copier and I had to break it up into 4 filings. I sent it to the opposing counsel, and she let me know that she'd been in a hearing with the attorney with the judge without me several days before, and it still was not showing on the court record. And she gave me the details of the order without giving me a copy of the order. Most people would give up. The next day, the very next day, I stayed up till 3 o'clock that morning and I filed something else. And the judge was out. And so tomorrow, it's over the weekend. I have already drafted 3 more documents to appeal and a couple of documents to go with that. And each time I gain in momentum. I Yesterday I was drained and I didn't give up. At times I'm like, oh God, to go through an appeal is this, that, and the other. And I'm like, Kathy, you're at the door. Just freaking open it. File the damn thing. What's it going to take? Of course, I'm that close. Why the hell would I or anyone give up? So, no matter what's going on in your life, don't give up. Now, that is not to be the same as if you're in an abusive relationship. Get the fuck out. Sorry if that's a bad word. Get out. Okay. You have to be an honor. The thing about all my filings is I've given the opportunity of the opposing counsel and the judge to be an honor over and over and over. I'm coming in honor and I'm giving honor. And to be in equity, you must bring equity. So I'm building my case, and I have been building my case to evidence that I'm an honor. If you're allowing someone to abuse you, just like the court system is abusing me, I can't allow it because I teach it. I teach you to be an honor. I teach you to not let bullies. The court system is nothing but a bully. The family court system is an absolute, complete embarrassment to mankind and to living souls. It is the utmost disrespect and dishonor that's ever even imagined what is going on. I don't know how these judges, I don't know how these attorneys can sit there and protect these lies and the system, and why they're not trying to correct it within for themselves. But it is time for us to rise up. It is time for us to say, hell freaking no, no more, no more. We do not consent, and we will not put up with this audacity, tyranny of utter and complete disrespect for living souls and mankind. They are harming our sons and daughters. They are harming us. They're harming our relationships. They're harming our ability to communicate. It's not okay. And the only way to teach them that is to communicate effectively with a compassionate heart. So it doesn't mean that you can't come in with conviction and strength and empowerment. Uh, you can and should. But also, it's time to put these little children in their timeout and show them that they are not above the law. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just poke a hole in the family court system to have a ripple effect for others to be able to help crumble the walls, just like in Jericho. You know, in Jericho, they crumbled the walls by using the laws of nature and rhythm. They built a new rhythm around the walls and oneness and intention and perpetual transmutation of energy with the ark, so that when the seven trumpets blowing and the priests are praying, and now they've changed the rhythm of it, it became like an atomic bomb. That's what we're doing with the court system. That's what we're doing in life. That's what our purpose is to create these natural rhythms so that we can be the atomic bomb. And that's why it's so important to always have a compassionate heart when you do that. Anyway, don't give up. Know your rights, assert them, speak up, and take my course. I would love to have you. I love teaching it live. And I am starting to change some things, but I would love to have you join me. So if you want to look for me, thegameoflife101.com is my website, has my classes and different things on there. And Telegram 101, the Game of Life 101 is my Telegram. So hope to see you. Thanks so much for listening. Please like and share if you haven't already. Until next time, roll the dice and have some fun.